Hello and welcome back to my channel, Sam Colford. Today I'm going to be making some cheesecakes, and this was requested via the subscriber known by Hates. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers so that we can get monetized. First off, you need to make sure everything's clean and sanitized. And if you're doing the single biscuit base, you need to have 150 grams of digestive biscuit. Always remember to make sure that your scales would have been zeroed first. If it says 148, then that's close enough because that's only 2 grams off. You might not be able to hear me for a while, guys. That's because I'm going to be using the electric mixer that I've got, so that I can crumble these up a little bit quicker. If you've got the black mixer like I have, which is the Alpha Wise, use this attachment. Make sure you get everything lined up and make sure it clicks, and then use level 4 so that it's effective, and put something on the top to make sure that no worms come out. Put the other bowl on for now and zero it. So we have no upload recently. The next thing you need to do is weigh out your 35 grams of Demerara sugar. After that, the biscuit's done. The biscuits should look like this when they're done. And now we need to weigh out the Demerara sugar. The person that's helping me film is my mum because I'm the one baking. She's just finishing off crumbling it. Now we need 75 grams of this Demerara sugar. Doesn't matter what brand it is, you just need 75 grams. Now I need to get some out because I put too much in. It's hard to be exact with this, but I've got it at 75 grams, so now I need to put this in with the biscuits. Don't forget to get every little bit of sugar out so they can have a nice tasty biscuit base. And now you need to do the sugar, which is also at 75 grams. The butter at 75 grams.
In a glass bowl because you're going to melt it.
Huh?
In a glass bowl because you're going to melt it.
I'm going to melt it in a glass bowl. If you have a glass bowl that's about this size, then you're going to be allowed to use it because it's microwavable. Always make sure your scales are at 0 first before doing anything. So I'm at 23 grams at the moment. And now I'm up to 61. Now I'm at 73. 76 is close enough because that's just 1 over. And now I'm going to put it in the microwave. Thank you, Mum, for moving out the way. Just put it in for 30 seconds just so that I can see if it's melted enough at first. It looks like it started to melt, but not much, so we need to put it in for a minute this time. Yeah, a minute. And I'm currently trying to go for a world record on the Wii U for the most strikes on Nintendo Wii Bowling. And I'm going to be practicing a lot for that, and I'll tell you more about it once I've got the world record, and I'll unbox it for you. Sorry again for the lack of uploads, I've just had some health problems. But I'm back to uploading every day again now because I'm on the way to getting back to normal. So put it in for a minute up till it gets to 24 seconds. I just mix it the rest of the way to make sure it's ready. And now put the butter in with the demerara sugar and the biscuits. And now use your knife that you used earlier to stir it together. The biscuit base should start to come together like this. You can mix it together with your hands if you want, but you don't have to. That's why I'm using a knife, to make it easier for myself. And thanks again for 190 subscribers. Huh? I'm going to get a baking tray.
Put some parchment on it.
And I'm going to put some baking parchment on. Make sure you don't touch the bake with your hands because then you'll need to wash them again. It looks like we don't have any baking parchment, Mum, so we need to...
You'll put foil through.
So I'll use kitchen foil instead. If you don't have any baking parchment or baking paper, just use kitchen foil because it's a good alternative. And I'm now cutting it with my scissors because that's the easiest way for me to do it. If you don't have to get it straight out of the box, then do it. I've now got one bit of kitchen foil ready. And now I need to get some of the stuff that Mum cleaned earlier and put them on the tray, like so. And get 2 spoons and put the knife to one side. And now we need to get the biscuit base out and put them inside of the biscuit base. You can tip your bowl up if you want, so that you can get at the biscuit base a lot easier. If you put too much in, you can easily scrape it back out and put it into the bowl. And if you want to make it easier for squishing it down, you can hold the base still with one hand and squish it down with the lid like this. And hey presto, that's the one biscuit base done. And I'll just do the same for however many you want to make. And the person that ordered this for my business, Sammy's Baking, asked for 18, so I'm doing 6 now. And then later on, I'm going to be apparently bending the handle of this.
Straighten it up.
That's as straight as I can get it. Anyway, I need to... Thank you, Lon. Now I need to continue doing my other biscuit bases because I'm using 6 of the things up, and now I need to put my spoons back down and use this
Gently.
as a way to squash it down gently because I almost broke it the second time when I did it. If you get it to the bottom, you can tip your bowl up like I'm doing here, and scrape it out carefully into the tin, and then put everything down and use the lid again and hold both bits down with your hands, and then place the lid back down and do the same with one of your other ones. But if you don't have enough to finish one off, then do the biscuit base again from the start. And I'll repeat how to do that again, just in case you forgot. So it's 150 grams of digestive biscuits, or any kind of normal bland biscuits that you've got. I made a mistake. I forgot to turn the scales back on, so don't make that mistake, guys. Always double check stuff. But this is for you to learn from this. I'm up to 89 grams at the moment, and I'm up to 104. So always make sure you have plenty of biscuits next to you so that you don't have to go hunting for any. Now I'm up to 118, 135, 149, that's close enough. And now I need to put this back in here and bring the door down and make sure that I do the towel thing again, and I'll leave it on for 1 or 2 more minutes, and then I need to do the sugar. Practically there's ropes holding on to that now, so I can do the Demerara sugar again. This is 75 grams. If you get too much again, it should be better, so let's just get it floating off. It's probably at 90 grams now. I think the biscuits are now done, so I'll stop them. And now we're lifting it up. And if you get to 79, then that's close enough, because we need it at 75, but that's definitely close enough. And now we need to do the butter again, so don't put any of your ingredients away until you're finished. Fill up your biscuit bases. Always zero your scales so that you don't make the same mistake that I did earlier. 34 grams is good enough. And if you have anybody with you, just ask them to put the stuff away so that you can focus on making the biscuit base. But as I'm busy recording, I can't put anything away because I'm busy making this video for you guys and doing the second load of the biscuit bases. I've got 2 left to fill, but I'm going to be putting these into the fridge so that they can set for a while. And then after that you need to do the topping, which is 1,000 grams of cream cheese. So make sure you've got cream cheese. Never forget to always keep an eye on your butter to make sure it's definitely all melted and it doesn't overcook. And that's what I've done now. I'm putting the butter in. It doesn't matter which order you put the sugar and the Demerara sugar in. Just make sure that you put them all in. Like I'm doing at the moment. And now use your knife or your hands like you did last time and make everything stick together for the biscuit base. This is what it should look like once it's all stuck together. Always remember to wash your hands in between stuff so that you don't do any cross-contamination. I think that's good enough. So now we need to do what we just did again with the last bit of the biscuit base. Make sure that you don't have too much on your spoon. Always make sure that you double check everything against this video so that you don't make any mistakes. Whoops. If anything comes off on the lid, just scrape it off and squash it and hold the base again, and now you should have your biscuit bases done, and they should look like this. And now we need to put them into the fridge.
Is that quality check?
Mum's just doing a quality check to make sure that they are all up to standard. And now I need to put them into the fridge. If there's a bin blocking the door, then use your foot to move it out the way gently. And you need to make sure that you've got room in the fridge for the tray. And so they can somehow close the door.
Sam.
Mum's coming to help me again.
So your fridge round?
Always make sure you've got somebody to help you if you've got a small fridge like me. And now you need to wait for those to set for a while. And if you want to, you can get the soft cheese bit started. If you've already got some soft cheese, use the oldest first, like you would do anything. Mum's getting the other bit, the cream out of the family fridge. And I'm going to get the icing sugar out.
Advertising Uncle Alan's milk cream. You can't read it.
This is Uncle Alan's cream that he's making from the farm in Hawksley. If you live in Northumberland. There was a half a pint, and this is the usual pint that you get. And now I need to get the icing sugar. out of my cupboard.
I need to clean a bowl.
And we're going to clean a bowl up so that we don't do any cross-contamination. This is my dad coming in from work for now, and I'm trying not to get distracted. My mum was just washing the bowl out, and I don't need to re-sanitize it. It's a black button on the side, Mum. That was my mum waving, and now we're just getting the next mixer set up and ready. And now we're ready to do the cream bit. If you've still got some biscuit base left over, just move it to one side for now. And now we need to put 1,000 grams of cream cheese into the bowl. Make sure you always check the best before date so that you know which to use first. And I'm using this Moses one first. Usually when I'm doing this for my business, I get Mum to do this bit because I don't like the feel or smell of this, but I have to do it for you guys.
Clean spoon.
Clean spoon, okay. Make sure you always use clean stuff, guys, so you don't do any cross-contamination, like I almost did, so learn from that, as I just did, because I've got my mum watching over, and I'm going to get a clean knife, so that I can scrape the cheese off. Always make sure you've got enough for however much space, how many you're making. And for me, I need to do 1,000 grams. And I'm up to 239 at the moment. So that's one thing down for the cream, for the soft cheese. And now I'm doing the next one. Always keep an eye on the scales to check if they are still on so that you don't have to stop the whole process again. This is the bit I hate the most because it's difficult, and I'm up to 327. Make sure you get all the cream off the cheese off the back of your spoon, because every bit counts in this. So that you've got a handful, always put the top down so that you can use your hands for the spoon and the knife. I'm up to 560 grams. And now I need to open up another tub. Because I need to get up to 1,000 and I'm halfway there. This is always the difficult bit, the cheesy bit, because it stinks. So after this, you might want to have a shower and get rid of the horrible stench. It's up to you. But that's what I'm going to be doing afterwards. And if there's any women watching, don't forget to tie your hair up as well. I'm up to...
Men can have long hair too.
Yeah, so don't forget to tie your hair up if it's long so it doesn't get in the way. I'm up to 623 grams at the moment. Now 676 grams. So just keep going until you get to 1,000 grams. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm up to 744 now. I'm almost out of soft cheese. Always make sure whoever you're making this for is allowed to have it, so always check the dietary recommendations first before starting anything. And I have already done that because it was a phone call and Ritzy said that everyone's allowed this. Don't forget to use your knife if it won't come out by batting it on the bowl. I'm up to 979 and it's definitely starting to stink now for me. I'm glad this isn't smell-o-vision.
Sam, there should be enough left in the cartons. Let me finish you empty your cartons out.
Okay, Mum's going to finish it off because I think there should be enough in the cartons. This is the recipe that I'm following in case you wanted to have a look at it yourself so you can see what I'm following. This bit here is the base I was following and timing it by 2. And I'm up to 1,006 grams now if you look. And now I need to do 200 grams of icing sugar. So I need to get a new bowl out from a cupboard. Okay, so I need to get a bigger bowl apparently. Mum's just taking back control of the camera. And like that. And now you need to do make sure your scales are zeroed. And get up to 200 grams of icing sugar. Always double check that you have the correct amount before finishing with it. And I've got too much, so I need to get a clean spoon again and put some back into the bag without making as much of a mess. If you get 205, then that's good because it's close enough. And now we need to do, it doesn't matter about the vanilla because if you don't have it then it doesn't matter.
We're putting vanilla in.
I'm going to get the vanilla because I've got it, but if you don't it doesn't matter. Sorry for not speaking here guys, but I'm focusing on opening this bottle and getting 2 tablespoons of vanilla, 2 teaspoons of vanilla out, and this is a teaspoon. So get 2, if there is 2 teaspoons of vanilla in the bottle, then do 2, but if you can't, just do what you can with what you've got, because that's my bottle empty and I don't have any more.
You must have. Can I pause this?
I'll hold it. Am I not pressing the red button, Mum? That's good. So I've got 1 teaspoon in at the moment. Mum's just checking to see if I've definitely not got any more. Sorry for the silence, says there, teacher. I just keep thinking about other stuff other than this because I need to keep my mind active so I don't think about my health. I hope you're enjoying this. The reason it's a bit of a longer video than my last one is because this takes a lot longer than the cookies do. And I've got a website which is sammysbaking046.com, and you can get my email address and phone number from there. And now me and Mum are going to swap again. And I'm doing the second one now because apparently I did have enough. And don't forget to scrape it off if it's stuck. And now you need to do 400 we have bowls here and room because it says 400 things of cream, and I think that's 400 grams.
400 mils.
400 mils.
Jug.
And I'm getting a jug out if I can. I have got it. So if your scale does mils on it, switch it until it says mils and don't forget to 0. And now I'm going to do the small one first. And don't forget to stop when you get to 400, because that's as much as you need. I'm up to 248, and that's as much as I can get out of that bottle. And now I need to be careful and make sure I don't get this new bottle of cream everywhere. I'll need to loosen it up.
Some Uncle Alan's milk is super thick and creamy.
Because Uncle Alan's milk is super thick and creamy. And it sometimes doesn't like to come out, and once it does, it's hard to stop it. If you get 444 millilitres, just
Pour some back.
Just pour some back into the bottle you got it from, and then check. And just keep doing that until you've got enough. 411 I'm at now. Not enough again because I'm at 389. So 400 exactly. And now you need to pour the cream into the icing sugar like so, and make sure you get every last bit out so that you don't waste anything. And now you need to put the cream cheese in as well. If you need help, just ask from somebody. Because you need to have a really strong grip on this if it's heavy. So ask somebody to hold it for you whilst you scrape it out.
Gently.
You have to do this bit gently so that you don't make much of a mess and get it everywhere. And that's it all out. And now you need to mix it together.
Right, you get your whisk off there.
Yeah, and I'm going to do it with my hand mix because the bowl I'm using isn't equipped to do it with the whisk on its stand. be careful with your hands because the big bits go everywhere. Mum's just tidying everything up to make sure that it's quicker to tidy up, and keep this on a low speed so the mess doesn't go everywhere. So if you've got a broad set like me, use speeds 1 or 2 for this and keep it moving. Make sure your hand does not press the turbo button. Make sure if you feel ready, turn it up to number 2. But don't go any faster than number 3 because that means that the mix will go the mixture will go everywhere. You can change hands if you want to give your dominant hand a rest. But make sure you do this really well so that you get all the creamy stuff to mix together. And don't forget to turn your scales off so that you don't waste their battery. It's really important that you tidy up after yourself after this because this is a really messy mixture. I think this is almost done, so stop it and take the whisk attachment out of the whisk, tap it against the side to make sure that make sure you keep all the mixture together and put everything in your washing up bowl if you're doing it by hand. Now you need to get your biscuit bases back out of the fridge.
You might have to tilt your fridge again.
Don't forget to tilt your fridge if it's a mini one like mine. And now we need to somehow get the cream on top of here and let them to continue to set. Spoon, okay. So always be careful with this bit because it goes everywhere. Make sure that you don't let any of this go anywhere other than on top of the biscuit bases because it's messy. I think I might have done too much of the cream because I did double topping instead of single. So that's one done, and I'm going to move on to the next closest one so I don't make much of a mess. Sorry for the no speaking again, it was just me focusing on making not much mess. And now I'm moving on to my third one, which is one of my middle ones. Always make sure you use 2 spoons for this so that you can scrape it off. Always make sure it's covering the whole base. I'm going to be putting this into plastic pots tomorrow because we had the wrong size delivered to us. And we opened up the box and the packaging of them, so we can't return them, but we'll use them for something else. So always make sure you have the correct size plastic pots for the size of the metal containers that you're using. And I got these generously donated via my grandma, who sorts out the accounts for the business on the farm. Always make sure you spread the cream out so that it covers the area thinly. So make sure it covers evenly, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm getting a bit more because I put 2 spoonfuls on each base, and I want to now I'm spreading it out carefully. And now I've done that, I need to,
That one needs some on the far corner.
and I'm going to put more in on the one in the far corner. Now we need to spread it out again. And now we need to,
That one needs a bit more.
and another one needs a bit more. Most just making sure I give all my customers the same amount of stuff.
Okay, you've gone a bit high on that one now, so scoop a little out.
It's hard, as you can see, it's hard to tell when you've put enough or not enough in.
Squash that down.
And I'm squashing it down again to make sure it's all level. And I think I've done enough. I think I've done enough, so now I'm going to put the spoons down.
And before you put it in, just say put them in the fridge to set for a couple of hours.
And you put them in to sit for back in the fridge to sit for a couple of hours. So, and that's it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe on what you think I should make next, or what video what you want me to do next. I hope this gets me past the goal of 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hours of watch time. Thanks.